Hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to say a huge thank you to anyone who has donated or even checked out Captain Tom's page. He has now raised over £20 million for the NHS, and I can't, there are no words to describe how I feel about him and his actions and those who've donated. So again, thank you to everyone, and it's amazing, really is amazing what he's done. So this reading, taking it back down to very mundane level, is for distraction purposes only. And this first question was, how does Meghan feel now that COVID-19 has taken everyone's attention away from her? And I did ask this question and got the reading last night, but we got 4 major cards, so I kept it for this one. We have the World, the Fool, the Chariot, and the foundation cards are the Shadow side, which is the Devil, and the Ace of Cups. So 4 major cards and an ace. Huge reading. Try and keep the light off, bouncing off this. The World obviously is the end, and the Fool is the beginning. So this was, how does she feel about attention being taken away from her? She feels it's a new start. And also, what I'm going to do, instead of just analyse the cards, is look at the pictures. Sometimes they give a better story. And if you look at the moment for the Fool, how he is looking up at the sky, completely unaware and oblivious to all that's around in the world. So I would see that as very much how she is. She is represented by that image, looking up, unaware of everything that's going on in the world right now. The Chariot, now that's a victory card. So if I'd asked about her impending court case, the Chariot would be a very good one for her personally in the future. Because it's to do with feelings, the Chariot is also a travelling card. Chariot's also ruled by the sign of Cancer, which is emotional, and we have the Ace of Cups. And travel cards also, the Fool is a travel card, the World is a travel card. It does look like there's some sort of going on the run aspect to all of this. And if it wasn't for the Shadow side, the Devil, this would be an extremely positive reading. The Ace of Cups, the Chariot, the Fool, the World, but we do have the Devil. And that is, the Devil and the Ace of Cups is a relationship, a new relationship. It does not have to be a loved one, but it's a toxic relationship. And it's also about intoxication, being intoxicated. So we've got a couple of options here. Either she feels about the court case, and she does look completely oblivious to everything that's going on in the world. It could be that. Or she knows that to make headlines and get anyone's attention, she's going to have to do something absolutely huge. And I'm not sure how this going on the run with a new lover, these are, to be honest, ridiculous scenarios, but that's what would be if I was interpreting the cards. I would rather look at the imagery, and we've got someone who isn't bothered about the world. We have the Chariot just beating those horses and saying, you go. They're going in opposite directions, but it's about controlling the opposition and controlling your own inner thoughts. So in answer to that, how does Meghan feel that COVID-19 has taken everyone's attention away from her? She knows she has to do something very dramatic and huge to get the world back looking at her. Focus on that because I've written on this page. The next question I asked was following on from last night's, because I asked about Harry, and it came up with a possible link to his new life and William, and because they don't seem to be in contact, I didn't know what that was. So I asked, what is Harry's problem with William? I'm going to move this closer as well. we've got the Two of Wands, the King of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and foundation cards are the Hanged Man and the Ten of Wands. So 2 tens. The Two of Wands is in the past. They were never equal. They were going on the same journey, but if you see, I'm not sure if the camera picks this up, the 2 wands are not the same size. One wand is bigger than the other. So that even though they were going on the same journey, they were on the same path, Harry knew that they were never equal. William was always going to be the leader. He was the firstborn, and I don't know what it must be like to be born and be instantly called a spare, but that's what happened. And that card does show that they were on the same path, but William was always not even in front, just in a way he had more power. It was never an equal relationship between them. What's his problem with William? The King of Swords right now, he sees William as being very harsh and judgmental and unfair. I don't know what that could be about, if William's maybe said a quote recently. I haven't read anything. The sword also means he feels that William has cut something off. It sounds painful, but it also, maybe he's cut something off financially. And before Meghan, I don't think Harry was ever obsessed with money. I do remember reading an article where before Meghan came on scene, he had to sell a car. And that car was one you really wouldn't expect a young man to be seen driving. It was an unremarkable, just a car out of necessity. Certainly not glamorous or, an in-your-face car. It was just to get you from A to B. The Ten of Pentacles, as I definitely see, as the Royal Family, that has been coming out a lot as the Royal Family card, because that's the future position. I instantly got in my head an image of William and Catherine's children, because I believe it's Charlotte and Louis' birthday coming up, I think they're close together. So he'll be seeing images of his niece and nephew in their garden. I imagine it'll be in their garden, playing, having a lovely time. That's what the problem is. He doesn't have the Ten of Pentacles. There are people who may think he does, but he doesn't feel he's got that. The 2 people holding each other, the wise man with the baby, the dog, the house. But there's no cups, so there's absolutely no emotion involved in this. The foundation cards with the Hanged Man and the Ten of Wands. The Hanged Man could mean that Harry felt he was a hanger-on in the relationship with Catherine and William. He also felt with the Ten of Wands, that is the burden sign, you're overburdened. So he did feel the royal family was indeed a burden. I think he said that in an interview. Pretty sure he said something about it being a burden. And he was very happy to sort of be the hangman and hang there and do nothing. But obviously, the King of Swords, there was a decision and it couldn't happen anymore. The other meaning for the hangman and the Ten of Swords is that behind the scenes, William was improving Harry's appearance for the public. And again, with the King of Swords, that will stop right now. So the answer to the question, what is Harry's problem with William? There are no cups, there's no emotion, which I would see itself as very sad. It's a bad sign there is no emotion there. But you're still getting, with the swords, the anger, the resentment, the tens, it's completion, it's over. Even the way the Two of Wands looking away, the Ten of Wands, you can't see his face. Hangman, not bothered. The only one who's sort of facing the camera is the King of Swords and the Happy Family. So it's almost as if the cards represented by Harry are not bothered and turning away, and the cards represented by William are full on facing the royal family and what to do. So I hope you've enjoyed that reading. Oh, 10 minutes, right, thank you. I was going to do this reading, but after what Captain Tom's achievements been, it does really seem it is nothing. It is just distraction, and I hope you've all had a nice 10-minute distraction from it. Many blessings, and stay safe, Elizabeth.